Chapter 41, Lost in a Snowstorm. The children always enjoyed snowy days, but they could be a challenge, especially in the city. It was required that sidewalks and streets be cleared, but there was nowhere to go with the snow. Often it would pile up along the sides of the streets, turning two-way streets into single lanes. Sometimes the snow was too deep to be plowed, so neighbors would shovel the streets by hand. This was a good time to build relationships with neighbors. Mom helped bundle up the children to go sledding. When I was your age, my family lived on a farm that had a big hill that was fun for sledding. The children listened intently because Mom's stories were always interesting. Often I had to drive a big tractor across this hill to pick up hay bales. I would lean far to one side of the seat because it always felt like the tractor and wagon would flip over and go rolling down the hill. Yippee! Jason jumped out of bed and bounded down the steps the next day. The weatherman was right. Look at all the snow. The neighbor boy Kevin is probably still sleeping, but when he wakes up, we'll go play in the snow. Around mid-morning, one of Krista and Amy's friends came by to go sledding. They were soon back in for some hot chocolate. Mom, Carrie and I want to go shovel snow for the neighbors, Krista remarked once they were warmed up. Mom shook her head. I don't think people will want their sidewalk shoveled before the snow ends. Without further thought, she headed off to the kitchen to prepare lunch. A little while later, Amy came to Mom and asked, "Where's Krista? Wasn't she playing in the basement with you?" Amy shook her head as Mom came to join her in a search of the house. Soon Dad and Jason joined in as well, but Krista was nowhere to be found. Dad's face wrinkled with concern. It is snowing very hard. I'm guessing Krista is out in the yard. Quick, grab my boots and gloves. I need to go search for her out there. The family tried to peer through the windows and watched Dad as he searched the snowy yard. He finally returned to the house, resembling a snowman. He rested briefly to catch his breath. I'm going to call Dwayne to help me search. He's the closest one that has a four-wheel drive vehicle. Dad and Dwayne slowly drove up and down the empty streets, while Mom and the children prayed for Krista's safety. They had just decided to return home when they saw two girls with shovels in front of a house. Snow was flying all around them as they busily worked at clearing the sidewalks. Dad's heart leaped for joy as he jumped out of the vehicle and grabbed Krista in a big bear hug. But then he pulled away to look at her sternly. You had your mother and I very worried. Please tell us where you are going next time. The family rushed to greet Krista with tears of joy as she walked into the house. Everyone gathered around as she explained, I had asked Mom about shoveling snow for the neighbors, but she never said we couldn't, so we went out and started helping around the neighborhood. One sweet old lady invited us inside to warm up and eat cookies. We didn't realize that the storm had gotten worse or that we had been inside for such a long time. Mom sighed, and I forgot that you had asked me if you and Carrie could go shovel snow. Jason playfully punched his sister. It was scary when Grandma went missing, but I think it was even scarier when you were missing. Dad smiled. We have much to be grateful for.